You'd have lots of company. How you could even have Maeve over for tea?
I'd like that.
Yeah, you could have Joe, Siobhan for dinner, Bobby, me. Look, you could still go to the Ryans and they could still come to you, but the point is that you've broken the pattern of always trying to conform to their ways, always trying to please them.
Like I'd have time and space, I could just do the things that I liked.
Exactly. It's called being your own person.
That makes a lot of sense. But Roger, I wouldn't know how to find my own apartment, much less decorate it. You remember that bed I got? Oh, that was with Pat. But it was this big round one and he hated it. I wouldn't know what to do.
Dee, you would love it. Love it, and I would give you any help and encouragement that you need. After a while, you'd prefer doing it all by yourself. It's exciting to create your own home.
Could be fun.
It is, Dee. You can do it. You're full of great ideas.
Yeah, I am that.
You're more than strong enough to be on your own and make your own decisions.
I know I'm strong. And I make a lot of decisions. Right now, Joe depends on me a lot. You know, losing the Crystal Palace wasn't my fault. It was just bad luck, circumstances. I am a successful businesswoman, and I managed to be a mother at the same time.
Of course you do.
You know, if I just think about it, I really haven't done that badly.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Thanks. I am. You know what?
What?
I think maybe it is time that I got my own place.
That is a terrific idea. Well, here's my spot. And there is my view. What do you think?
It's beautiful. Somewhere over there is my new apartment.
Now, I'm not going to waste my time or my breath discussing the size of your ego. I am not obsessed with Jack Finale. You are not why I'm going to the academy. I want to help you, yes. But that's not the be-all and end-all. I want to be a policewoman.
Yeah, well, your motives aren't pure. My problems are mixed up in there somewhere.
Well, get this, Finelli. Police work appeals to me. I have been searching, agonizing over the right new direction to take my life in. Something with challenge, opportunity to make a real contribution, to work for the underdog.
Like me, maybe?
Oh, yeah, just like you, hard-headed jerk. What, do you think you're the only victim in the world? This city is full of people who've been hurt and cheated and wronged. They are who I want to help. Oh, the second I thought of it, I knew this was right. I knew I wanted to do police work.
You didn't think of it. I did. As a joke, because you're getting so fired up about my situation.
Well, who cares where the idea came from? I mean, it feels right. And I'm loving it already, even this impossible test I had to do today. I don't care how hard it is. I'm gonna beat it. That's why I'm all sticky and sweaty and dressed like this. I've already started myself on a training program. I jogged over here tonight.
Tonight? In this heat? That's not a training program. That's a death wish.
Tell me about it. Actually, I didn't really make it all the way, but don't tell anybody. I am determined to get myself in shape. I'm gonna pass that test. I'm gonna be a cop. That's what I want.
Okay, so you want to be a cop. You think you're being realistic about it? Do you understand what's involved?
Of course I do.
It's a dangerous, dirty, hard job.
Well, now you sound like Delia.
That's not funny. Serious business you're getting yourself involved in. You know, the bad guys, they shoot with real bullets,
I
you know?
know that.
And the junkies, they shoot up with real heroin.
I have worked with addicts.
Yeah, and you're forced into close contact with people at their ugliest. You have to take risks. There's pressures on you from all sides.
I know all that. I'm not some innocent babe. I've worked in rehab programs and here and in Seattle. I've seen a lot of things
Yeah, well,
that
that's
aren't
not
pretty.
enough, Siobhan.
Well, I'll tell you what is enough. I'm joining the force. And if I'm obsessed with anything, it isn't you. It's with getting to the truth of things. I've always been like that, and you've always loved that about me, haven't you? What I can't understand is why you can't accept that in me now.
I can, I do. I only hope you recognize the truth when you bump into it. Sometimes I don't. All I really want for you is for you to be happy and safe.
I will be. Relax a little. Ease up on me a little. Hey, I'll be learning self-defense and weaponry and all kinds of things that'll make walking the streets of New York a lot safer. Maybe even come in handy.
This supposed to be funny?
Don't worry. I take this very seriously. I wish you could believe me. This is what I want to do.
Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs. I want to see Ryan before I go.
Okay.
My sister-in-law, the cop.
Love, heartache, and lots of sibling drama. Catch up with ABC's most endearing family, The Walkers. Brothers and sisters, a family matter. This Saturday at 12 midnight on SoapNet.
You're gonna fall in love with her the minute you see her. She's perfect. She's got the most beautiful eyes and the tiniest little hands and feet.
Yes, the nurse said she was healthy and she wasn't really all that small.
Oh, well, she's tiny, but then all newborn babies are. The point is that she's not nearly as small as they're afraid she was gonna be. She's just a little under 5 pounds, so she should be out of the isolette in no time at all. Thank God for that.
Yes.
Can you tell which one she is? I hope that storm isn't frightening her. See? She's right in the front, here. Can you see her? Do you see her, love?
No, Mother, I don't.
What do you mean you don't see her? What's the matter? Are you all right? Kim, don't you even want to look at your own baby?
Daily report, August 12th. I'm in bad shape. I was just frightened by a clap of thunder because I thought it was a gunshot. I haven't been sleeping. My food intake is barely subsistence level. I'm going to cover the windows because I'm afraid of being a target if I stand by them. I rarely turn the lights on at night. The sound of footsteps coming up the stairs makes me tense up. Someone tried to kill me. A possibility I'd taken into consideration a while ago. I was half expecting it. But when it happened, it still took me by surprise. It's hard to retain your cool and say to yourself, all right, Finelli, this is what you thought might happen. Fear. Fear. An intangible. How do you confront it? Which way do you turn to fend it off? It probably wouldn't be this bad if I could comprehend what's going on. I thought I knew. I thought Joe orchestrated all this, but Joe saved my life. He saved my life, and then he fired a shot at the attacker. I think he hit him. It couldn't have been one of Joe's men. Unless Joe was staging the whole escapade for my benefit. That sounds pretty far-fetched. Even knowing what I know, or what I thought I knew. If I accept the fact that Joe had nothing to do with the murder attempt, where does that leave me? Does that mean he really hasn't been involved in my setup from start to finish? Or does that mean he's not the only one involved?
Joe's behavior has me very confused. Saving my life, giving me a job at the Crystal Palace. I was going to ask him for work, but I didn't have to. He offered me a job before I had a chance to ask. Now, why would he do that? He knows I still suspect he's involved with his uncle's operation. Is he trying to tell me that he has nothing to hide? Is he trying to stay one step ahead of me? Well, that's what I have to believe. And I have to believe that he'll stay one step ahead of the wife he's allowing to join the police force, too. I'm no further along with this investigation when I first started making these reports. But I have to stick with this plan because I have no other choice. The Monte Carlo room, now that may be my best chance. Gambling operation strictly for charity. I can't believe that something else will go on there. Now, somehow, I've got to get myself involved with it. Fast. But I have to be patient. It's so hard. Ryan, I miss you. I stopped by to see you a little while ago at your grandparents', but you were asleep. You looked so peaceful and so safe. And I knew that I was right to keep you away from all the danger that's around.
Don't you want to see your baby, Kim? Oh, darling, don't be afraid. She's so pretty. Oh, look at her. She's smiling. Hello there, sweetheart. Kim, come on. Turn around and look.
No, I don't want to see her. I don't want to look at her ever. Kim.
Don't you worry about your mommy, honey. She's just a little bit nervous the way all new mothers are. But she doesn't realize yet how precious and how wonderful you really are, aren't you? You're gonna have everything, darling. You're gonna have a mama and a grandma who love you. You're my little girl. Oh, you are going to have toys and stuffed animals and a horse to ride of your very own. I am going to see to it that you...
Your granddaughter's doing very well, Mrs. Woodard.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? She's so beautiful. Is she really going to be all right?
Absolutely. She's blossoming.
You hear that, darling? You're going to be just fine. How much longer does she have to stay in that thing?
Oh, the isolate?
Yeah.
Not much longer. A few more days, maybe.
Ah. Isn't that going to be just wonderful? Then you can come home with your mama and your grandma, and that'll be fun. Babies really are beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, they are. But your granddaughter is especially beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, she's going to be very special. You're a very special person, Arlen. You're going to have a wonderful life.
May I come in? Why not? Feeling better? I feel fine. Good.
God is beautiful. She reminds me of you when you were born.
Well, now that's exciting.
Why don't you just go take a look at her, huh?
No,
Why not?
I never intend to look at her. I don't care what she looks like.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean. Nothing has changed. My offer still stands.
Come on, darling. Certainly you feel differently now that she's been born.
I don't feel any differently. The baby has arrived a little early. That doesn't change anything. If you want her, you still have to pay.
Kim, listen to me.
You have
Kim.
nothing to say to me.
Yes, I do. Listen to me. Darling, I felt exactly the same way you do. When you were born, I know exactly how you feel. I didn't want to look at you. I didn't want to hold you. I was so afraid of you, afraid if I got attached to you that you'd ruin all my plans. Kim, I didn't want to take care of a child that was asking too much of me. So I turned you over to my mother and I tried to pretend that you didn't exist.
Well, that's exactly what I intended
But wait,
to do.
listen. It was wrong. It was very wrong of me, Kim. I know it happened a long time ago and a lot has happened since, and you can't go back over the past. But I made a big mistake. I was wrong. I never should have left you because I love you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I love you. I love your baby, my grandchild, and you're going to love her too as soon as you let yourself look at her and hold her in your arms.
Why should I look at her? I'm not going to keep her. I'm never going to hold her. I don't care about your precious granddaughter. I care about me. I'm worried about me. I want my own career, and I want my own life, and I am not going to spend it slaving over some spoiled brat.
Kim, this is your own flesh and blood you're talking about.
This is my flesh, and this is my blood. That's what I'm worried about. If you want that baby, you have her on my terms.
Are you really such a monster?
You think I'm a monster, Mother, because I don't want to raise my own daughter? What does that make you?
I thought you wanted us to be a family.
You wanted us to be a family. I'm sick of families. All a family does for you is try to make you something that you're not. Seneca wanted me to be a baby machine. Now you want me to be a nursemaid, an accessory to the Woodard heiress. Who are you to tell me what to be?
Your mother?
You should have thought of that 19 years ago.
All right. All right. Suppose I don't pay you the money. What are you going to do then,
I'm going to take the baby and I'm going to go away. And you're never going to see her again.
That'd be pretty difficult to do since you plan never to even look at her.
Oh, come off it, Mother. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to raise little Arlie. I'm going to teach her all about hatred and selfishness and cruelty. But most of all, I'm going to teach her to hate you. Yes, what a good idea. Every day I'm going to tell her stories about what a selfish, unloving person her grandmother is. And one day, when she's grown and she's just like me, you're going to open the door and she's going to spit in your face. You're going to be sorry you did that.
I'm not paying for your child, Kim.
You have to.
No, I don't. Because if you even try to take that baby away by yourself, I will see to it that Seneca gets custody, and I can do it. I will back Seneca's claim with every cent I've got and every ounce of influence.
Seneca has no chance of getting
I don't
custody.
think he's going to have much trouble at all if I decide to support him.
Babies are always given to their mothers.
Oh, no, darling. Not if a court somewhere decides that the father would be the better parent. And in this case, it will not be hard to prove. Because I'll testify against you, Kim. I will tell the court that you tried to sell that baby to me.
You wouldn't do that.
Oh, no. Try me. Just try. Now, you think you can manipulate everybody. And you think this is a game. You're playing out of your league. I warn you, Kim. You try to take that baby away, I will see to it that Seneca gets it, and you will get nothing. You hear me? Nothing. Not a home, not a career, not a baby, no money, nothing. That's what you'll be left with. Now you think about it. I've got to run. The hairdresser's waiting for me at the apartment. I have tickets for the theater tonight, but I will be back before I go out. Have your answer ready. Good night, dear.
please. Extra dry.
Well, Mr. Finelli.
Lieutenant Jones, what can I do for you?
So this is how you've been spending your time.
Rent to pay, kid to feed. It's an honest living.
And you, of course, are the very model of the honest, upright citizen.
You come here to have a drink or just to harass me?
Harass you, Mr. Finelli? I don't know what you mean by harassing. I just wanted to mix a little business with pleasure. It's not very often that my investigations bring me to such pleasant surroundings, you see.
What kind of business do you have with me?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Finelli. I was sitting in my office going over your accounts of the Pavel murder and the Brooks murder, and I wasn't getting anywhere. I thought a change of scene might help.
You have it all down in black and white. You don't need me.
Oh, but it's not the same. Reading a transcript is not the same as talking to somebody in person.
I already told you everything I know.
Well, refresh my memory. As you get older, you don't retain things the way you used to when you were young.
Look, Lieutenant, I'm a little tired, and I'd rather not go through the whole thing again. Now, if you have a specific question, okay. But otherwise, you go back to your office and reread the transcripts.
Now, come on. Don't get riled. Okay, Finelli? Why don't you tell me about the forklift, huh?
What about it?
You said it was rigged.
You know damn well it was rigged. The police examined it.
Well, like I told you before, my memory is a little faulty. I'm a nincompoop. I want to hear you tell me about it.
The bolts that connected the platform with the arms had been loosened.
Oh, and you didn't bother to check the machine to see if it was in working order before you used it, huh?
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Now, why would I check it before I used it? It was fine 10 minutes before we were on my break. Look, can you get it through your thick skull? I'm not a murderer, okay? For God's sake, the other night somebody tried to kill me. You know, I could be delivered to you in a coffin, and you'd still try to pin 2 murder raps on me.
You know, you have an interesting style, Finelli, a very interesting style. I've never run across a suspect like you. Your defense is always the same. I've been set up. They're out to get me.
Okay, I've had it. Now, you get out of here. I've had it.
Jack, please. Try and keep it calm, all right? Why don't you get this gentleman a drink? I notice he hasn't ordered yet. Hi, I'm Joe Novak. I'm the owner here.
Detective Lieutenant Oliver Jones. Don't bother about the drink. I was leaving anyway.
Please, Lieutenant, it's on the house.
Oh, no, thanks, Mr. Novak. Let me tell you something, Finelli. For a guy who's always yelling about his innocence, you really keep some interesting company.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you're boss here. I suppose you're unaware that his uncle was Tiso Novotny. And, of course, you didn't know that he's one of the biggest gangsters in our fair city.
My uncle's business was just that. His business.
If you say so, Mr. Novak. But you, Finelli, I got my doubts about you.
You know what you can do with your doubts, Lieutenant?
Watch yourself, Finelli. You make one mistake, one wrong move, and I'll nail you. Won't be long now. Thanks for the warm welcome, Mr. Novak. Don't leave town, Finelli.
Sorry, I lost my temper, Joe.
Forget it. He probably made it unavoidable. The man's obviously a fool. He gets one idea into his head, no matter what happens, refuses to let it go.
Yeah, a lot of people are like that. Most people.
He's a detective. He's paid because he's supposed to be able to find the facts.
Yeah, well, he's doing a rotten job.
All you're going through, the last thing you need is some incompetent cop giving you a hard time.
Kim? How are you feeling? Have you reached a decision?
About what?
About what we were discussing earlier, of course.
I don't know what you mean, Mama.
Look, I am deadly serious. Now, don't you get cute with me. Are you coming home with me or not?
I don't know yet. I haven't had enough time to think.
There really isn't an awful lot for you to think about. You don't have much choice, Kim. I'm not bluffing.
Excuse me, but if you'd like to see the baby later...
Thank you, nurse.
Dr. Bullock is running a blood test right now, but I'm sure that it'll be perfectly fine later on when he's through.
Did you hear that? He's running a blood test.
Seneca doesn't waste much time, does he?
No, he doesn't. When he finds out that baby's his.
If he finds out it's his.
Oh, it is. And he will find out. Rest assured about that. When he does, he'll do anything to have Arlie with him.
What Seneca does is Seneca's business. It doesn't change my proposal to you, Kim.
Your threat, you mean?
I don't care what you call it. I just want you to understand that I really am in earnest. You try to take off with Arlie, and I will see to it that Seneca gets her, because I'm going to be a part of her life if I have to visit her in Seneca's apartment.
If Seneca gets custody, he may not want you to visit her.
It's up to you, Kim. You bring the baby home with me and we'll raise her together. Or you try to take off with her, and I'll see to it that Seneca gets her. And then I will cut you out entirely. Now think about it, really. I'll expect your answer tomorrow.
I'd appreciate it, Peter, if you could let me know the results as soon as possible, all right?
Well, that shouldn't be a problem, Seneca.
How's she doing?
Quite well, really. She's normal, well-formed, perfectly healthy.
You're not concerned about her size?
Not at all. She's really very large for a baby that's 2 months premature. You know, Seneca, you can hold her if you like. She won't break. Go ahead.
Comes down to the fact that when Morgan was examining Mrs. Lake, she said she wasn't on any other medication.
And her pharmacy record indicates that she renewed her prescription, what, 4 days before she even met Morgan?
Mm-hmm.
Here's your case. This is it.
No, not quite. Just something. Hi.
I knew it.
You knew it, and you knew what?
You know, you and Jill. I knew you'd be like you used to be. I knew it.
John, I think maybe you don't know. Jill and I are working together again like we used to be, yes. That's all. We're good friends, just friends. Like, she's a friend of mine, she's a friend of yours, but that's all. We're just friends.
We're partners.
Anyway, what are you doing up this late?
It's hot up there.
I thought I put you to bed hours ago.
It's hot up there, Dad. I couldn't sleep.
It's hot up there, huh? Why don't we mosey on over to the old corral and we'll get you a glass of water? That'll help cool you off some, huh? Up you go. Oh, getting so big and so heavy.
Will you pack me up? Will you take me up to my bed and tuck me in my bed again?
Sure, why not?
Bye.
Sleep tight, little John.
Oh, Jim.
Have you been in there all this time? I've been looking for you down the street.
Oh, I was just about to call a cop to get the wino off my stool.
Now that is grossly unfair, Miss Coleridge. I mean, why should you come to...